Hi, and welcome back to the Locker on the Clock for Week 3 of the 2014 season. Last week we went 1-1. We did have 3 picks, but of course, unfortunately, one of them was the Vikings game prior to the Adrian Peterson news. And, what is going on with the NFL this year? This is insane. They got to hire somebody to take over a position strictly for legal issues and get the commissioner out of this and make it where everything is across the board similar punishment for whatever it is. If it's a ranking between this and this, it's this. If it's between this and this, it's this. They got to do something because this is crazy. It's out of hand, and it's really killing my fantasy season because I had AP in 3rd overall in one of my leagues. But anyway, enough with that. We are looking to kick ass and go 3-0 this week. And let's start off with our good friends and sponsors at LouDogs.com. Go there today and find out what it is all about at LouDogs.com. Great blogs and things from handicappers like myself, videos, you name it, free rolls. It's awesome. Check it out, LouDogs.com. Now on to the 1 o'clock lock. We got the Bills taking on the Chargers. Coming off a big win against the Seattle Seahawks at home, as we figured out, the Seahawks just are a little bit less of a team when they're on the road playing as opposed to home with the 12th man and all the noise on defense. I don't think anything about Richard Sherman was exposed. I think they just happened to catch him on a good game. I mean, Phillip Rivers was awesome that day. And let's face it, we've seen the Seahawks do this on the road before where they don't play as well, and a team like the Chargers can come in and just take one out from underneath them. Now, the Bills are at home. They're taking on the Chargers who have to travel east for an early game. It's never a good sign for the West Coast team. And to be honest with you, the Bills are playing a lot better than anybody expected, and they look pretty solid, especially at home. Take the Bills minus the 2. That's the 1 o'clock lock. On to the 4 o'clock lock. Seattle. Just talked about them. Well, they're at home. Guess what? They're taking on the Denver Broncos in the rematch of the Super Bowl. And it could quite possibly be a rematch of the Super Bowl. Yes, Denver looks good. They're getting Wes Welker back. Woo! But, the one problem is Denver is still pretty much the same team offensively, and they're not going to be able to handle all the cadences and calls in that Seattle stadium. Seattle's coming off a loss. They are going to be pissed. They are home. They're a much quicker and faster defense. It doesn't matter how you look at it than Peyton Manning, who is aging. Still looks good. Is still playing well. But you got to imagine this too. They struggled against the Kansas City Chiefs in a game that they almost went into overtime. Also, they struggled pretty much the week before. Even though they put up the points, they still let up a lot of points. And I tell you what, defensively, they're not that great. Seattle offensively has a rhythm. They should play well. I have one concern about Marshawn Lynch with his back issues, but I look for Robert Turbin for you fantasy owners. That is the tip of the week. Grab that guy. Look for the Seattle Seahawks to cover the 4.5 against Denver. Look for them to win this game by double digits. I don't see Denver coming in here and doing anything spectacular. I see Seattle at home, comfortable, ready to go, pissed off after last week's loss. Look for the Seattle Seahawks to cover that 4.5. On to the 8 o'clock lock, Pittsburgh at Carolina. Pittsburgh's looking pretty good. Ben's getting into a rhythm. Le'Veon Bell looks very good. Yes, they're going up against the defense, but that won't have Greg Hardy on it. And also, to be honest with you, the Pittsburgh offense, I think, is hitting some strides here. Their defense is looking pretty good. They're good at turnovers. I haven't seen anything really out of Carolina other than their running game that tells me they're going to be able to pass and play on the Steelers in this game. The Steelers are a much better team in this matchup. They're getting 3 points on the road. Not a huge, big road trip for the Steelers. And I look for the Steelers to come in here, Big Ben to take over, and for the defense and special teams and turnovers to be a factor. Take the Steelers. That's the 8 o'clock lock plus the 3. Until next week, take it to the book, take it to the bank, and as always, take it is.